that is where we were. But if you go to the developed countries, the roti kapda makan also has challenges will be there. Everything will, every incidence of this magnitude, like COVID, will change ways of life. Not only the education, every way of life will change. The way we travel, the way we communicate, the way we work, everything changes with this. The only thing which is a silver line is that, as Professor Patra just mentioned, human beings are very clever. They use these two fingers. So we will overcome. We will find a way to go through any challenge, and the race will become stronger and stronger only. So from that perspective, what I wanted to begin my deliberation by is that I firmly believe that necessity is the mother of all inventions. Now, this is a situation we have been thrown into. This is not a situation we have chosen to be in. So, online classrooms are not, this is not something that we have chosen. In fact, as a society, we used to look down upon people who do correspondence courses to that of regular classrooms. So, we do differentiate, we do discriminate. But now with COVID, it has become a very, very clean slate and everyone is equal. This is the opportunity that we will have to use. How do we use it? How we overcome the small little problems, the teething problems, the larger problems, is what will define us in the next generation. We certainly would not like to let the students lose a year or two or three. We do not know how far it will go. So this online medium of life and online medium of education is here and it is going to stay. Even when the classrooms open and say, for example, there is a regulation of 50% attendance. Now imagine 50% classrooms means 50% people will be out of it. So would the schools or the colleges be equipped to do the same class again and again? They will have to do a hybrid model. So that hybrid model is also a way in which we are trying to cope with the situation. Now the entire institution of education has been splintered across. Uh, there is no school, there is no college, there is no university. So the students are at home or at somewhere else. The teachers are at their home. They come to school possibly for some other work, but they're mostly at home. And we are trying to bring them together through another medium. So no brick and mortar, but the information highway, the internet. This is the beginning. So we have all these problems, like we are struggling with people not being able to mute their mics, from there to people not showing up their face in classroom. All these are the problems of the beginners. Now I think we have solutions for everything. I was just thinking through when Sasmit was he was talking in terms of his kids in the classrooms that he is seeing, that people are just not there, only one monitor whose face is there. I think even schools can come up with a new attendance system. If you don't show your face, your attendance is marked zero point 0.5. So anyway, there are various ways in which we can come through this. But the bigger challenges are two others, not the students and the teachers. Teachers will learn the skill. Students, as such, are so flexible in their mind, they will learn. Uh, Kids play PUBG far better than adults can. They are far better with languages. So this medium change is not going to really be long term in terms of its impact. Students will cope. Teachers will be able to come up with new skill sets according to the requirement and deliver. But where we need to look at as administrators is providing them that platform. Now many classes I see that schools are doing classes like what we are doing now on Zoom. This is not the medium in which we can actually do classrooms. uh, this is where we put everybody equal, anybody can speak. So this is not a true medium of a classroom. And a classroom is not necessarily what we think in terms of one pedagogy, one somebody is teaching, somebody is listening. What about evaluation? What about the examinations? Now, the platform of education has to come there. Now we see private sectors, we see platforms like Byju, we see platforms of such nature where end-to-end solutions are available, from enrollment to classes to examinations, evaluations, everything is online. So platforms are available, and we Indians are very good in IT. I think finding solutions will not take much time. And with the call of Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think that's going to come even faster. But where we truly lack is the infrastructure. The government is and must always be guided by the principle of the talisman of Mahatma Gandhi ji, that when you have a problem, you think of the last person on the line. And if that solves his problem, it solves everybody else's problem. So I, as Secretary IT representing the government, I'm not much bothered about the public schools, private schools at this point of time, but I'm more bothered about students who are outside the school. Is it not an opportunity to bring them to the fold? Now, brick and mortar schools have limitations. Brick and mortar colleges have limitations. They have seat limitations. But there are many people who are outside the purview of the entire education system of today. Now, if COVID has given us this challenge, and if we rise up, then can we not provide some sort of a classroom virtually to almost everyone in the village? Now, if you do that, uh, I read somewhere that our students in India, when they pass seventh, actually they cannot even do maths of class third. So, if we see that anomaly which is there in the system, maybe in some sense we will be able to give some pedagogy to the students who are in the current system outside the entire education platform. So this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity, and the at least from on behalf of the government of Odisha, I will say a very positive thing is that in next 18 months, I think by December 2021, we will have broadband connectivity through optical fibers to each gram panchayat in the state. Today we have covered about 13 districts. Another 17 districts work is going on. COVID naturally has affected even that work, but the broadband optical fiber laying is going to get complete maximum by December 2021. And at least at GP level, Gram Panchayat level, we have about 10,000 Gram Panchayats. We will have reliable broadband connection available. Then we will try to take that broadband and give it to the institutions where people can come through, be it a school, hospital, college, police station, a Wi-Fi chowpal, we can create at each of these. And going forward beyond 18 months, we are now on the drawing boards as to how to take that broadband even village level. Say, for example, one Gram Panchayat has 6 villages. So not all 6 villages are equidistant from the Gram Panchayat headquarters. We would like to go to the next phase. Maybe it's a big work. It is an aspirational work. Probably only 2 states have started working on that forum where they will be able to provide broadband at each village. That means broadband availability at each home in the state. We would probably one of those leading states which will try it. And maybe by 2024, 25, we will have this. People can say that why government is doing now, why they were not doing, let's say, in 2017, 2015. Now, everything has its own time. Now, internet doesn't work without electricity. Now, unless you have electricity at each person's house, internet is not going to work. So, I think we are at the cusp. The situation is throwing upon challenges, and we are ready to take it. And I believe that in 18 months, once we reach the GP level, the biggest concern that was raised by both Thomas sir as well as Professor Patra is of equity, and that equity we would like to solve because that is the job of the government. Once we have that, then maybe we will think in terms of how we can make the issue of accessibility is much easier. Issue of accessibility to device much easier. In fact, we have ideas. We are working on that. In the end, I'll just give one last example. I think I think I will have to again request people to go on mute. One last example I would like to give is that we have 5 lakh. As host cannot mute people who are not speaking. Will be able to do that. So the only example which I think disturbances got me derailed a little. The only the example that I wanted to leave with you is that we have 5 lakh girl children uh, uh, in our CPSE hostels, and that itself is a parallel educational system that we run in the state. And the department, it's very heartening to know that the department in the last 2 months have completed class 1 to class 10. All courses they have made it digitally by deploying their teachers and creating free studios where we as IT department have helped them. And the resources, the content has been created, and the content is being disseminated through different means. Now we know that the children are there at their homes. They don't have access to internet. So what we are doing is that we are using those teachers that we have to go to each of these villages on a roster system. So at least in 1 week, one gram panchayat is getting touched by a teacher for a couple of hours. So they are bringing them together, and the theme that we say is that the schools are closed, but the education is not closed. So you would see that when we speak about certain things, people on the last of the queue, the girl children, especially the tribal children, where we have seen that even during the normal times, when there is a break in the season, whether there is a holiday coming up, they don't come back once the schools are get reopened, because there are many factors which make those children stay back at their homes, and especially girl children, as was put forth by one of the former speakers here. That is a concern. So this challenge that we have now, if we can make this work, make the online education work, we will put in more and more people who are outside the education system back in here. And the problems that we are facing currently, we are overwhelmed with those kind of problems. Those will get solved as we go across, as we go through. We will solve each of these problems by our own ingenuity. So with that, I think we should be hopeful, and should be very clear that this is something that we have to embrace. We need not at all fear about online module of living. In fact, I see my parents, my father who is 80 is able to use WhatsApp. So I don't think 10 years back we would have thought the same. So I think everybody will come up to the situation, what the situation asks us to do. And with that, I conclude my speech. Any questions if we have, we will be able to take it. Over to Sam Najwa.
धन्यवाद.